Ooh, yep, this game. This was the first loss that I took in the 30-0 challenge. By this point, I was 22-0, and coincidentally, would you look at that? I lost to the first classic team that I ran up against. It was the 2011 Mavericks. Allow me to make an excuse for a second. I hated the matchup. This is a classic team versus a current team, which meant that they were going to run two bigs. This is the 2011 NBA champions, Dirk Nowitzki, Tyson Chandler. I could not have PJ Tucker out there playing power forward or center with Dirk Nowitzki and Tyson Chandler on the floor. Had to have one big to guard Dirk, and I had to have another out there if I wanted any chance at rebounding. So immediately that made using the Sixers team kind of annoying. I had to start Mo Bamba. Looking back at it, I guess I could have made a different decision. Maybe I could have gotten away with a Paul Reed in here somewhere. I was not gonna risk it. I hate stupid shit. Giving up rebounds when you don't have to falls under stupid shit to me. So I just bit the bullet. I started them. That's the excuse though, right? The bigger problem is I did not come into this game prepared to play with James Harden. Yes, somehow I made it to 22-0 without being, well, I won't say that. I was gonna say I had not been that imaginative on offense in terms of isolation. I hadn't been trying certain things. I had, but when I played with James Harden, what did I do with him this game? Let me see. So I had 14 points with him, 6 of 13, 2 of 6 from 3. And by the time it was said and done, I was still in the game. I only ended up losing it by a final score of 6. I just didn't know how to move with him, which is embarrassing to say. I used players that were worse, or maybe I should phrase it, I thought I could win without really trying to move with him. To my credit, I did do some interesting things against Dirk Nowitzki on defense, although he did end up getting the better of me. This guy, he was a skilled user. I'm just gonna give him his props. I wasn't about to just let him walk into this game and create space with fadeaways. I knew that's what he would go to, because once again, especially on P&O, you can make space, you can make the shot. I got a couple of good blocks on him, just you can't get them all. It's Dirk Nowitzki. You can't stop them all. The bigger problem outside of that, this was the greatest Jason Terry user of all time. I used to give LeBron shit for getting his ass bust by Jason Terry, and now I know what it feels like. Once again, the game was close. This one really did go down to the wire, and once he started doing certain stuff with the Jet, I just said, okay, you know what, you got it. If you know how to get online and move JT like he's Steph Curry, you got it, bro. I can't do anything about that. Which is interesting because, again, this game took place when it felt like the difficulty was a little bit lower. So this inspired me to believe I could take just anybody and do stuff like this. The stuff that you're gonna see I eventually do with James Harden in this video, I went and tried to apply to players that don't really have that type of bag, and it did not work. So it might have been the tier that we were in when this game took place. But I said, you know what? If you can just, because you can already shoot with anybody online. Again, I've seen Draymond Green out here hitting threes. Now you got Terry doing this. So I said, oh, bet. That means I could take Fred VanVleet. I could take anybody and hit these type of moves specifically. And it just didn't work like that. As a matter of fact, it even got more difficult to use Harden later on. But let's get to that, right? Because after I lost this game, I wasn't as mad as you might think. 22-1, I felt kind of good. No matter who I played, no matter what the tier was, it was still 22-0. I felt good about that. I don't give a fuck. And I didn't fully expect to get the 30-0. I thought you make one mistake and it's one loss and the challenge is over. So I didn't fully expect to get there. Still, I had to get my lick back because I said that performance visually with James Harden just wasn't acceptable. I know I could do more. So before I got into the next game, I labbed with him a little bit. I got into the gym and I wanted to see what the animations looked like. I wanted to see what were the things that you can do with James Harden relative to what he does or did in real life. And oh buddy, the very first possession of the next game, I was on no bullshit. I said, oh word, he picked the Lakers and he's not hiding D'Angelo Russell? Bet. Let me have this dance real quick, size him up a little bit, just see where his mind is. He's being very reactive. I said, cool, he probably thinks I want to drive. Psych. This might be worse than the Damian Lillard shot from a couple of days ago. I hit that one and I knew I was on something. Immediately, he switched it on the next possession. He has Jared Vanderbilt here. I said, all right, bet. Shout out to him. He's doing manual defense. To be honest, that's actually kind of smart because the AI will give space. The AI will give up a bucket. Especially with Harden, you just create a little bit of space. Still with him, him, I'm saying he is being reactive. I shift to the left. Oh, look how far he went. Look at all that space. Let me bring that back to the right. Cha-ching. As a matter of fact, for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna let James Harden cook. I don't need to do any more talking. This is so funny. Nigga, cut.
It's a nice ball movement by the 76ers. Up top. Vanderbilt. Tries to spin move. Late clock. The Sixers need to pull one up here. Harden from outside. This is their first chance to take a look at the Heat this season. Even though they had the better roster, they actually lost the season series to this team last year. Their vision is clear. They get past the conference semifinals.
You fucking kidding me, bro?
Such a great sports city too. Alec, thank you.
So yeah, as you see, I pretty much fixed that situation. 10 of 17, 5 of 9, 25 and 5 against the Lakers. That pushed me to 23 and 1. Then later on against the Miami Heat, 17 points, 7 of 11, 3 of 5. I didn't have to use him as much though. That Miami Heat user, maybe I'll give that its own individual video one day. He was just being super duper aggressive though and allowed me to open up shots with other guys. So I didn't necessarily need to do a whole lot with Harden. As a matter of fact, I can't remember if it was the Sixers or Lakers game. I don't know if I played Harden down the stretch of that Heat game. In any case, I had a lot of fun. This Sixers Harden, it really feels kind of like you're using Rockets Harden the way you can move with him. I enjoyed it. It's very free flowing, and again, because of the Jason Terry user, that's really what sparked me to say, okay, if he can do that with him, I could do this with Harden. But since that was Terry, I said, well, I should be able to do this with a lot of other guys, role players, and yeah, it didn't work like that. I can create space, but I could just not hit the shot if a sidestep or a step back is not in that guy's bag. I'm too deep into P&O now to be able to hit those type of shots with people who aren't supposed to hit those type of shots. So hopefully I don't magically run into somebody that starts cooking the shit out of me with Ben Simmons or something. I don't know. I'm in the trenches now. Wait till you start to see the videos that are related to the games I've played recently. Oh buddy, I am in the trenches. These games are all close. A couple of things makes the difference, and yeah, I'll save it. I'll save it for another day. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, and sub. Also be sure to hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications every time a new video drops. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.